the positive thoughts. Oh MINLA, you boosted us with your smiles. Oh MINLA, you've come so far, guiding us to the light. Inspired both young and old with patience and mindfulness. We thank you, oh MINLA, we thank you. This gift that you gave us is larger than life. To go ahead with confidence and smile, we thank you, oh MINLA, we thank you. M for mindfulness, I for innovation, N for newness, L for loyalty, A for activeness. You gave us the direction. Oh MINLA, you boosted us with your smiles. Oh MINLA, you've come so far, guiding us to the right. We thank you, oh MINLA, we thank you, oh MINLA, Meena ji and Lalit ji. We thank you for everything.
A very good afternoon, a good morning, or a very, very pleasant evening from whichever part of the globe you are joining us from. Today, MINLA is so proud to have ventured out into the city of Mumbai to search for an awesome speaker who is joining us today. MINLA, that is Meena Khagram and Lalit Sodar, they started doing these inspirational, motivational, educational sessions on Zoom, currently e-talk sessions, whereby we wanted to just inspire and educate and motivate the public over the globe. And today is our 89th session. Actually, I'm running one step ahead. It's the 89th session with an awesome speaker and even an awesome day. We are fast approaching the 76th Independence Day of India. And today we are just celebrating, in conjunction with the Indian Independence Day, one of the youths of India who is out there to share his story of success and the ingredients to build a successful human being, a successful empire. So today we are truly delighted to hear from this wonderful Indian youth, not only an intelligent man, but this man is enough to be walking on a catwalk and getting some whistles from the lovely women who are admiring his handsome physique and a handsome face, if I may say that. So Chintan Vasani is our speaker for today. We are truly delighted to be liaising with Chintan all the way from Mumbai today. And let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about this wonderful person who has agreed to be with us on the Zoom session. Chintan Vasani, the name. He is the director of BD Vasani Group, which is India's premier taxation consultancy firm, having business interests in real estate and finance. He is the founder and managing partner of WiseBiz Realty, a real estate market research, strategic planning and closure management company headquartered in Mumbai. WiseBiz manages slew of commercial, retail, and residential projects in Mumbai and recently have been appointed as a strategic partner for a 10-acre and over 1,100 apartments Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, the Government of India project in KDMC. In the mid-2020s, WiseBiz Realty launched Wise Exchange, India's first real estate e-talk show where Chintan candidly interacts with real estate industry leaders, not just about their work, but also about their vision. Ladies and gentlemen, the vision is what he's going to share with us also. Mr. Satish Vittalani, the president of the Lohana Mahaparishad, a mother body representing over 3.5 million Lohanas all around the globe, working for the betterment of the community, appointed Mr. Chintan Vasani as the youth president because Chintan has a vision for the youth. We are waiting to hear his vision and how he's going to share this story with us. Chintan is also a strong advocate of sustainable and conscious living. With WiseBiz Realty, he wants to maintain the legacy, superior quality, and yet build the category on the pillars of responsibility and sustainability. Now, these are all the wonderful things about what Chintan is doing. Above all this, let me tell you, ladies and gents, whether you're logged in on Zoom, on eTalk session, or on Facebook or on Instagram, this individual is an amazing individual, a humble soul, which is leading the youth into the new venture to see what the youth of India are all over can be inspired by his talk today, to create a vision and to lead India in a different direction from the youth perspective. So ladies and gents, a very warm welcome to Chintan on the MINLA Zoom session. And before we go ahead, the session doesn't move on till we do a very, very traditional welcome for our wonderful speaker. And that is actually done by our lady founder of MINLA Zoom, none other than Mrs. Meena Khagram, a 75-year-old individual who is currently Zooming all over the globe. Ladies and gentlemen, another inspirational lady with us. Wonderful, Meena Ben. Oh, by the way, Meena Ben, before you do your traditional welcome, we have a wonderful individual with us, none other than the lovely president of the Lohana Mahaparishad, Mr. Satish Bhai Chatwani. Welcome on board, Satish Bhai. We need to unmute you.
Thank you so much, Lalit Bhai, for your gracious and very, very warm welcome, as always. Lalit Bhai, you yourself is a wonderful person, and nice to have Chintan on the board. Yes. You have been doing a wonderful job yourself, by inviting different people, and really, it's nice to know. I think you have one more person coming on Tuesday. So you have been doing a fantastic job, for the community. And Meena Ben, always a smiling face and a lovely person, I'm telling you, it's a good gift, Lalit Bhai, you have given, and whoever, in case if you are in East Africa, if you want to know anything about anybody, or you would like to get into, any relation, or to know anything, or to make, Lohana Mahaparishad work simplified, you require, Meena Ben. And Meena Ben is key to all success, I tell you. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, she is. Satish Bhai, hang on. Please do not log off. We want to do a very traditional welcome for our lovely, he comes as a business entrepreneurial Chintan Vasani, but also not forgetting the president of the youth of LMP. So we'd like your presence to be with us. Meena Ben, the floor is all yours.
Chintan Bhai, this is for you, and for you. Welcome to our Nakuru.
Meena Ben, we can do the same for our Satish Bhai too.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
Thank you.
This is yours, for you. And this, always so proud of him, is always encouraging me. And these yellow flowers are
Oh,
yeah, I kept it ready. I knew he was going to come. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, global jambo to all. Jai Raghuvansh. Jai Hind. My cute cousin, Lalit and myself are super excited to welcome you all to our MINLA Zoom and those who have joined us live on Facebook. Welcome our Lohana Youth Chief, Chintan Vasani. Can't wait to listen to his life story. And welcome our LMP President, Satish Pai. And we're going to listen other work what he is doing. Welcome to the flamingos and greater city of Nakuru. It is a city only 8 to 9 months old, where Lake Nakuru is famous for wildlife and flamingos. We have oldest museum and old volcanic crater, now most famous for East African safari rally. Nakuru County is the one where world famous fastest runners in the world like Eliud Kipchoge and Kipchoge Keino are born. We have first Kenyan and James who also climbed Mount Everest. First Kenyan daughter Angelina was this time in who played tennis and came for London. We are number one in Africa, ladies and gentlemen. Bibi Nabwana. Let me introduce to our backbone of this season, Dr. Lalit Sor. Dr. Lalit is a chiropractor, world-class speaker and author. He believes in giving back to the society. Recently, he has climbed Himalayas and wished to do a parikrama on Mount Kailash. Lalit, we are very proud of you. These are many awards. Recently, even the office has awarded him an Oscar and Marwa Journalist Award and World Lohana Mahaparishad Journalist Award. Over to you, Lalit.
thank you very much, Minaben. Thank you very much indeed. Chintan Vasani, my goodness, this young, dashing, intelligent individual is with us. The floor is yours for the next couple minutes. Apparently, Satish Pai couldn't stay very long. I guess he's logged off, but he hopes to come back in. Chintan, the floor is all yours. Let's have some words from you first. We need to unmute you, Chintan. Unmute. Perfect.
Jai Hind and Bharat Mata ki Jai.
Jai Hind.
MINLA, thank you so much for having me. The Lady Chief, Meena Ben, Dr. Lalit, my very dear friend. It's an honor to be part of today's session. And, we have a lot of people joining in from Kenya, a lot of people from Africa, from UK. So, Kapil Sharma is very famous. So I always say, you have done a lot of things, but whenever you go to Kapil Sharma, you feel special. Same like me, wherever you go, but the moment you are invited to MINLA, it means like, you have done something in life. So thank you so much, MINLA, for recognizing and inviting me. It was always a pleasure watching all the sessions I have attended. I think out of 90, I'm sure I've attended more than 40 to 45 sessions. And today featuring in it makes me really happy. To my entire family, to entire people joining us. So thank you so much for having me, and very special thanks and very special feeling I'm having currently. It's because we are also celebrating our 76th Independence Day as Amrit Mahotsav. Har Ghar Tiranga is going on in Mumbai, and we have a lot of non-residential Indians who are very proud members of the Indian community. You guys are making us super proud. So I want to take this opportunity to say that each and every Indian who is not residing in India and making us proud by going to a different country and making them know about India. So we are super proud of you. Thank you so much. That includes Meena Ben, that includes Lalit Bhai. They have been awarded very recently from Sri Lohana Mahaparishad as one of the icons of our community. But besides the community, I have seen they are working really in tandem with the government wherever they are. And it makes us super proud. And thank you so much. And I'm just a call away whenever you need me. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chintan. Equally, Minla is truly delighted to have you with us because you have a wealth of knowledge that you would be sharing, inspiring, motivating the world of today. So whether you're logging in from Facebook, on Zoom, on Instagram, guys, this is the moment to grasp. These are the secrets of the strategies of success that you want to grab. So Chintan, we have heard so much about you. We have read about you, all the good work that you've been doing. And you know what? This doesn't happen overnight. So in a brief, about 5-7 minutes, I would love to hear the little baby Chintan that was born to the Vasani parents. How did the beginning start? And how did all this fall into place? And I want to hear first your story from year 0 to year 5, please.
Sure. So Lalit bhai, I belong to Mumbai. I'm a Gujarati Lohana, but we happen to stay in Maharashtra state right next to Gujarat. And I'm a proud Dahisarite. Dahisar is where I started, my birth was done, my schooling was done in Dahisar. So we are amongst the oldest family of Mumbai. We were almost, we stayed in our house for 55 years. The house that we have just moved to a new house few years back, but we have stayed in that house for 55 years. So Dahisar is where, my schooling was done and where I was born. And yeah, like I've been blessed with the best parents, with the best guidance. And I was a very naughty kid. I remember meeting all my teachers just a few days back, and they still remember all the crazy things I used to do in school. So yeah, it's nothing has changed. I'm still
And
like
you
Lalit
still
bhai.
do you still remain naughty?
I think I remain myself. If you call it naughty, this is like, the best
Well,
I can do.
I think that's something that we'd have to ask your wife for later, but not a problem. So from year 0 to 5, you had a good upbringing, you were in a good school, and I believe that was the school which was at year 5. Something about Raipur that I understand. Share a story with me that this was the old Raipur between 4 or 5 years of age. Did you go to Raipur?
Sure. The thing is, our school, I belong to the Ryan International Group of Schools. So we had around, I think right now we have 125 schools in India. But during my time, it was around 75-ish schools. So I got a chance to visit 7 to 8 schools at a very early age. So I remember going to Raipur, and I still remember, the rooms that I've stayed in, the teachers that I've interacted. That was the early exposure to, people from around. And right now, Raipur, if you know Lalit bhai, we have a very strong zone 11 in Mahaparishad. I think Dipti is watching it. Dipti is one of the Raipur presidents of the youth wing. So Raipur always has a very special part in my heart, because when I was very young, I had a very good time there.
Wonderful. I knew there was something about that. I had read that Raipur was a bit of a close connection to you when you were a young person. Now. You then go to a high school called the St. Mary's High School. St. Mary's is supposed to be one of the better schools in the area that you went to. So you had an amazing exposure at a very young age. At this school, I understand that you were in the Student Teacher Council and that you were making some good decisions for the students, for the teachers, for the whole school. Now, for a young student to be chosen to be in this position, obviously, you must have had some amazing qualities. Share with us that younger age qualities that were recognized at school for you.
I think Lalit bhai, of course, 20-30% is your nature, how you are during your growing days, but 70% is the exposure that you get. So I remember attending all the Rotary Club meetings of my dad. He was a Rotary president of District 3140. So, during those meetings, I used to see how they conduct their meetings. The same things we used to go to college and we used to try and imitate those things at the school level. So, all those things did help us. I contested an election during my school. I remember we were supposed to campaign as a corporator or as a local councillor. We used to have our own logo. We were asked to, like, I remember that those time internet was a big thing. So internet was, my logo, www. So I said, I want to connect everyone. And that's how, people found it very interesting. That helped me. And of course, at the end of the day, it's all about having a good time. So that has remained continuous throughout my life. And it's just, if the parents watching it, I would just say, like, support your kids, let them do what they want to do. And see, 90% is what they want to do. 10% is, of course, the inputs that you can give from your side. And there is always someone who would inspire him. Like I would listen to my mom and dad, but they were always my cousins or my friends who would influence me more. So try and find out people who can influence him or her. And I think just have a good time. Life is beautiful.
Wonderful. Now, Chintan, just to disturb this conversation a little bit, but I just wanted to say that we have another individual who's logged in, and he is the president of the Lohana community of United Kingdom. Meenabin, if you can see that, and if it's possible to spotlight him, because obviously as a member of the Lohana Mahaparishad, he felt very close connected with the youth president from the LMP. So Bharat Soda, who is the president of the Lohana Community United Kingdom, has also joined in. And Bharat, we give you a minute to say some words about our dear Chintan. You need to unmute. You need to unmute.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Jai Shri Krishna, everyone. And it's nice to see you on MINLA today, Chintan. It's really great to see you here. And I think best wishes from the whole of LC UK, and to acknowledge your achievements and wish you all the best for the future as well. And it's also nice to see Satish Bhai online here. Satish Bhai, Jai Shri Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you, Bharat. That was very kind of you. So, Chintan, there are some people from all over the world, as you know, that they have logged in. And in through the process, if we've got somebody, then we'll just spotlight to give you some good wishes from them. So now we move on. Chintan, we just want to move on and find out that you were obviously, what I'm heading towards, ladies and gentlemen, is this young childhood that's bringing the fruit in the future. So those qualities, those exposures, those challenges that the young individuals face and accept it as a challenge is what shapes your character in the future. So Chintan moved from school, from the St. Mary's High School, moving on to a college, one of the very popular colleges in Mumbai, a very affluent college called the Mithibai College, where a lot of celebrity stars, children who were academically very well proven, were all attending that Mithibai College. So your experience at Mithibai College, and there are some wonderful, wonderful things that you have done, which I'd love you to share step by step. Your entrance into Mithibai College to study your degree, and then what were the things you did there?
Sure. So Lalit Bhai, the thing was, I stay in western suburbs in Mumbai. And there's a thing, people staying in western suburbs, they are cool, but people staying in town are more cooler. People staying in Juhu, people staying in Bandra are more cooler. So, I had a very beautiful life. I was chilling in my school. But the moment I went to Mithibai College, Lalit Bhai, it was a cultural shock for me. Because, I had to travel all the way, almost 1 hour by the local trains. There were a lot of, during the rains, the Mumbai rains are a big pain during those times. And I used to always, there was always this thing, okay, this guy is coming from, down western suburbs. That was in FIJC. And on that day, Lalit Bhai had decided, I want to do something super cool in college. And when I passed out from Mithibai, Lalit Bhai, I was the general secretary. We had 10,000 students in our school, in our college. And I can tell you, people 5 years before me, people 5 years after me, I'm in touch with almost everyone through, the ex-students council. We were blessed by Shahid Kapoor, happened to be from my school. My very dear friend Aditya Narayan, the singer, Rahul Vaidya, Indian Idol. We used to sit in the same bench, and he used to do riyaz during, when the schooling was, everything was going on. So we had a very beautiful college life. We had a very interesting college festival. If you have heard about, you can just Google it. Kshitij, it is supposed to be like India's biggest college festival. The reason being, for us, getting a star, getting a TV actor or getting a movie actor was very much easier, because they happen to be ex-students of our college. So we started college festival, college talkies. We had around 800 movies, short films, which were featured. We had a rock band, and the most interesting incident, Lalit Bhai, I remember I was almost supposed to get arrested. It was yeah. So there was this Jab We Met movie had just released, and we happened to call Shahid Kapoor for one of the events. So we had 10,000 students in our college, and we had around 800 colleges who were participating. So what interesting thing happened? We made sure everyone knew Shahid is coming at this particular time. The entire road, if you have been to Juhu, and if you remember, the Vada Pav and all those things outside Juhu, that street was closed for half an hour. Police and everyone were there because we didn't inform the police. We didn't know, like, it's going to be this crazy. So, when you said Mitiba, I have a smile on my face because I had the most rocking days of my life. And of course, during even my business days, I see a lot of connections that I've made during those time. They work. So college was, yeah, very interesting. And it for 2 years, it was very difficult being a guy from Daisar coming to a Juhu college, because in my school, I was the king. Like, I can do anything. But when I went there, I was not the king. So I had to become a king. So, it was a big task, but I had a great time in college.
So, Chintan, I can see that naughtiness of age 0 to 5 continued into Mitibai College too, where you had the guts to get so many thousand people to block the road and create a hangama with the police and everybody. So yes, see, the naughtiness does carry on. And while we are on there, I think our president of the Lohana Mahaparishad is logged on. I would love Satish Bhai Vitlani to actually back me up on the naughtiness of Chintan Vasani as a youth president. Satish Bhai, what naughtiness is this young man up to? Unmute yourself, Satish Bhai. Unmute.
And thank you very much, Lalit Bhai, once again. Chintan, I would say that, Chintan is a blessed child, not a naughty, as far as I understand him. He's very sincere about whatever, he says or does. And I see, the positive side of naughtiness to do something, naughtiness to do something beyond his scope. So something, proactive, in all, if that is a naughtiness, then, is absolutely be what you are, Chintan, I would suggest that way. He's a wonderful human being, he's good for our community. You know that, many youth, don't want to join, our community. So, we are working towards that, more and more youth, come and understand, what is Lohana, what we together can do together. He's working on sports, he's working, on commerce, and he's also working, on job portal, along with Lohana Mahaparishad. So I'm sure, that naughtiness, that part of naughtiness, is welcome.
Wonderful. Thank you, Satish Bhai. You're really, we are all backing him up, but especially when this kind of compliments comes from the president himself of such a huge Lohana community globally. I think that means a lot. Satish Bhai, thank you for your very, very kind words for Chintan. And this actually inspires the younger individuals to take on positions like this, to be recognized. And really, not just as a Lohana community, but as a youth of India, I think this is very inspiring. And it also shows, Chintan, from what I gather so far, that the exposure, what you get, you are amongst the 5 people who you associate with. That's what develops your character, your personality, and you as an individual has developed because you had the experiences and been lucky to be going to some wonderful schools, associating with high caliber people, businessmen, professionals, and hence this is the Chintan's product. But I'm not going to share all your secrets right now because I'm coming to that in just a few minutes. Chintan, before I say another question or ask another one, you have actually been associating with wonderful celebrities of today. One of them, who I remember, is Malvika Manmohan, a lovely actress who's done extremely well in the South Indian films. You have none other than Rahul Vaidya, who is Indian Idol person, and the lovely singer, son of Mr. Udit Narayan, Aditya Narayan. So this are the kind of people you've been associated with, again, just from Bollywood, I'm saying. And share us your relationship with these people. Tell us a little bit about your friendship with them.
So Lalit bhai, when I remember during Kshitij days, we were not given a budget as such, like, you have to spend this much. Like, I'm blessed right now to have the great president with us, Satish bhai. And the first thing he told me, Chintan, I want you to go and represent at Davos convention. When I was appointed, he wanted a Lohana Mahaparishad representation at Davos convention. So, during Mithibai days, we were blessed with all the amenities, but we were not given a budget as such. So the first thing that the organizational body, what we did was, we identified students who were very who were sons or daughters of very influential people. So, we identified the actors, the directors, we identified someone who belonged to, a good company and stuff. We tried to get in touch with them. We tried to get sponsorship through them. And Aditya, Rahul, I think in junior college, we didn't know what is showbiz all about. Like, Rahul didn't even, he was sure he wanted to become a singer. One thing, Lalit bhai is very sure, a lot of people who have succeeded in life, I've noticed one thing, they were very clear in their head what they wanted to do. And that is the beautiful age when you can do mistakes. When you are in college, when you are in school, you can go, approach anyone. Even like in my case, I can just say, Lalit bhai, please, can we do this? Satish uncle, can we do this? But after you turn 40, after you turn 45, it gets a bit difficult. So, all the young generation watching it, this is the best age to make mistakes. Don't think twice before doing anything. If you're doing something illegal, please think twice or thrice or 4 times. But if you're doing something legal and having a good time, I think this is the time to make all the mistakes, because mistakes will give you a lot of exposure going ahead. So yeah, Malvika was in junior college. People who don't know her, she's a very famous South Indian actress, and I think 4 or 5 of her movies have done really good. They were like in the 500 crore Indian rupee section. Aditya, again, a very good host. Rahul, a very good singer. And yeah, like see, in Miti bhai, Lalit bhai, it's you happen to meet a lot of influential people, a lot of celebrities. But the one thing that I've always noticed, if you meet a celebrity, don't make him feel he's a celebrity. Just like, interact with him as a normal person. And I think that is the one which will help you, make them, it will make them chill out and, be themselves with you. That is one thing I think it is always there.
And I'm sure they all took on to your naughtiness very nicely.
I think I get inspired by MINLA sessions. I get inspired by Lalit bhai, Satish bhai. So I try to hear from everyone and do exactly 5% of everyone and try to take up good things.
Wonderful. Now your career goes from Mitibai College to an MBA, Masters in Business Administration. Obviously, to be a businessman, you need some good qualifications, a good degree. You went to the Amity University, Noida-based university, and you got your MBA. Share a little script of your MBA, your graduation, and what did that lead to for you?
Sure. So my dad, Lalit bhai, Dr. Chintan Vasani, he's a PhD in taxation. He's one of the We have a CA firm, which is one of the most premier. We have around 10,000 clients. So, the most easier thing for me, or everyone expected me, was to become a chartered accountant and take over the firm. So, I've always wanted to do something what I wanted to do, and taxation and finance was not something of my forte. But, to make him happy, I have given P1 also, the entrance of chartered accountant exam, and I did pass, but it was not my passion. My dad understood it. He watched Three Idiots, and I think Three Idiots have a very interesting, a story with everyone. So he said, Chintan, you do whatever you want to do, but try to do any degree which might help you in future. So I said, Dad, I'm going to do MBA in finance. I've made it to Amity University, Amity Global School. It's one of the very nicer business schools. And I'm going to do MBA in finance. But, in the second year in India, we have 2 years when you do MBA. In the first year, you don't have to decide to do everything. So during that process, I understood marketing and sales was my forte.
Okay.
So during the second year, without telling dad, I enrolled myself into marketing and sales. And today he says that was the best decision that you could have taken. Because if you do something what you like, every day is a Sunday. And for me, I actually mean it. I love what I'm doing right now. I'm into real estate. I've selected a department, like, every industry has multiple departments. You can't be master of everything, but you need to know everything and you have to select your forte. I'm blessed to select sales and marketing. That is something which I like. I love to work on campaigns. I love to work on the marketing side of real estate, the designing side of real estate. I love to interact. Like MINLA, I have been doing e-talks with world's best architects, world's best developers. I did 10 episodes, and we are signing e-talk. We are signing a talk show with Times of India. So it's gonna come live on if you know Radio Mirchi, which is really big in India. So we are
Yes.
I'm gonna be signing a Times of India Radio Mirchi campaign, where I'm going to interview 10 influential people who make a very big impact on Indian real estate. So, and that has nothing to do with my business, but it helps me in my business. So, if you are doing something, I was invited to MINLA. I see this as an opportunity to connect with people in the UK. I'm very good friends with Roshni. Of course, I've met her, Roshni Takrar. I've met her only virtually, and she was a super big help for me when I wanted a help in the UK. She is in the wireless, I think, the Young Lohana Society, a part of LCNL. So, just meet people, interact, and that is the key. The number of people, the more the people your network grows. Your network is your net worth.
Yeah, absolutely. You said it. Your network is your net worth. So that's a very, very good secret to the success. So ladies and gents, if you're hearing this, Chintan's already sharing some of the secrets of success as to what he's been doing, but it will be summarized to the 5 top secrets of success that Chintan's going to share with us. But he's already started sharing some. As we said, the summary will come at the end of the session. So Chintan, hold on to that one, and we want to hear the 5 secrets. So from what you're telling me, moving just further from the conversation that we just had recently, very recently, the VP, you have been appointed as the VP of the BDA, which is the Brihan Mumbai Developers Association. Obviously, they saw this talent in you. They want you to be doing some kind of work with them. How did this happen? What was it that came up and that you got the VP of this Brihan Mumbai Developers Association?
Right. So, Lalit bhai, I belong to the community which is most hated in India, the developer or the builder community, because most of the people they think a developer or a builder is not a nicer person. He tries to hike up the rates. So there was always a void where a representation of the real estate community was to be made. So there are amazing associations. There is Naredco, which I'm part of, National Association of Real Estate Developers, and Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani sir, he happens to be chair emeritus of that. I happen to be in the next gen of Naredco. I'm a committee member, and the next gen president also happens to be Lohana Lalit Bhai Jay Murjari. I think he's a very good next Minla speaker if you want to invite him. He's a
Sure.
rock star. He's part of the LMP Real Estate Association. Yeah, so Jay represents the Naredco Youth Wing. Brihan Mumbai Developers Association predominantly is an association which represents the redevelopers of Mumbai, or when you say of India. So redevelopment, if you know, there are a lot of slums, there are a lot of dilapidated buildings in Mumbai. And if you want to construct anything, redevelopment is the only way. You can either go vertical, because horizontal is not possible in Mumbai. So I represent, all the problems that our community, the real estate developers are facing today to the government. And that's how BDA is working. And even there, I represent the youth wing, which is supposed to have a good time. Because, again, in Lohana Mahaparishad, as you say, the Satish Bhai got me on board because he wanted the youth to come together. So there are 850 members, around 15,000 projects is what we represent to the government. And I'm happy to say around 50 members have come because 50 members joined with me during the BDA. So, I always make sure, like, wherever I'm going, I take my entire team with me, or I take the entire gang with me. We try to have a good time, and that's how it works. We are doing some crazy good work in Mumbai. And if you can check us out on all the social media, and you can reach out to me, especially all the NRIs. If you're facing any problem, it's not only about real estate, but real estate developers. But if anyone has been cheated by a real estate developer, or anyone from the real estate community, feel free to get in touch with me, and I'll make sure, our association, our contacts at Mahaparishad, and my contacts with Lalit Bhai and everyone, we make sure every person who's watching it, or people who are not based in India and they want to reach out, we'll try to fight for you.
Thank you. That's so very kind of you. And Chintan, this is something that we highly respect about our Indian community, where, as you said, your network is your net worth. And knowing people can get things done. And especially in India, where we foreigners find things to get done is very difficult unless you know the people there. And that makes a huge difference. Go ahead, Chintan.
Please don't call yourself a foreigner. You are NRIs, and you always have Indian in, wherever you go. So don't please call yourself foreigners. We are very proud of you, and just be Indians for us. And this is like, for me, I've not been traveling because of COVID and because of work. But today I feel I'm in Nakuru right now. I feel I'm in London right now. So, thank you so much. And please don't call yourself foreigners.
No. Definitely, we are all Indians. We live in a foreign country. That's a different story. But by heart, by nature, by blood, we are all Indians, and that's never going to change. But what I'm trying to refer to is, when we are living in a Western world where things are done slightly differently, and in India, things are done slightly differently. And unless you know some people, then things can get done. Not to say things don't get done, but it takes much longer otherwise. So that for you to give us the chance and to be able to get in touch with you, and especially with different groups of LMP, I think that on its own says so much, that you are all there to help everybody else. So that is such a wonderful point. So thank you for sharing that too. Now, Chintan, you becoming the vice president of this association, you're affiliated with loads of other organizations, giving your valuable time, your valuable information, your knowledge. And for that, you have actually been recognized not so long ago and been awarded by the Economic Times as the Young Achiever of the year 2020. Now, share with us, how did that come about? What was your contribution to the society that the Economic Times recognized you for this particular good deed that you've done?
Sure. Before starting that, I remember after getting that particular award, the first thing I said, like, crazy things are ahead and I'm looking forward for it. And in 15 days, COVID hit. And you know how like the entire Mumbai or entire country or entire world was shut down. So a lot of my friends, they laugh on it. But yeah, so Economic Times Award. So Lalit bhai, I'm very much like, as you say, I'm very passionate about real estate. But there is one thing which I'm super passionate about in real estate is green construction. So I have, as I've discussed with you in the past when you were in Mumbai, my target is by 2030 to turn entire green. Like, you know, every construction, every project, every processes in my company will have to be green. If a project is not green, we are not going to touch it. So that is the idea behind it. There is IGBC, if you know, Indian Green Building Council. So my idea with BDA is I wanted to get BDA, all the real estate developers, be a member of IGBC and try to follow all the norms. So I'm working. I got an award by Dia Mirza, who happens to be a global ambassador. She's a very beautiful actress. Yeah, she's my childhood crush. I have crushed on Rehna Hai Tere Dil Mein. I have watched that movie, and when I got an award from her, I was super excited. But also, I have been very proud. My wife is watching me. She just walked in, and I'm saying all good things about someone else. No, I love Kripali. The second person can be her. So yeah, so green building was something I'm super passionate about, and that was the reason Economic Times did award me as the young achiever, and also for my contribution in the green building thing. And I've been working on a concept, an ideology, Lalit bhai. It's called One. One is organic, natural, and eco-friendly. Now, Lalit bhai, what happens is if you are a green developer, you might make a green building or you might do a green construction. And then I'll hand over my house to Lalit bhai. And Lalit bhai is a chilled out man. He wants his AC on 24 hours. He wants his lights on 24 hours. Then there is a chance that he might not be able to take the green culture ahead. But the idea with the green ideology, to just give you a brief, is every shower which comes in any of our projects will only work for 3 minutes. So, you know, you go to shower, you on it, it works for 3 minutes and it automatically shuts down. Then if you want to reuse it, or if you want to have a longer shower, you will start it. But 95% of the times, Lalit bhai, people don't do it because they know the kind of water that they have used in 3 minutes, because that is the calculation which we share with them. We have an app which tells them what is the carbon footprint, what is the water consumption they have done by every shower. So, you know, what happens is 95% time, people won't reuse the shower. So, no, it's not like just making green, but giving you a green lifestyle. That is the idea. Eating green, making, using whatever waste into manure and using it for as a fertilizer. Something on that work, we are doing something very interesting in Lonavala, which is like around 2-hour drive from Mumbai. And hopefully, if you come in 2025, our project will be ready, and I would love to host you physically there, and we can have a MINLA session from Lonavala 1.
That would be a very good dream come true, I must say that. So, got an awarded by the Economic Times, and also recognized for all the good work you do, and then being awarded by your crush, Dia Mirza. And from what I just heard, you said your wife walked in and she can be the number 2 love. Is that what you said?
She'll always be the number 1. Dia or anyone else can be number 2, and number 2 can keep changing.
Okay, I'm just I'm just clarifying the point, and I bet Dr. Kripali is very happy to hear the confirmation which you have made in front of so many thousands of viewers that she comes first and Dia Mirza is second. So, when you went to get that award from Dia Mirza, how did you feel, knowing that she is the lovely lady, lovely actress that you've always liked, watched the movies? What was your inner heart telling you?
So I'll be very honest to you, Lalit bhai. If you know Malaika Arora, she's another actress.
Yes.
And she is trending much more than Dia Mirza. And I have very good friends with a lot of people in the news, people in media. So she was first supposed to award me. But the moment I got to know there's Dia Mirza, and I was also planning to have a brand ambassador for our project. So, I made sure I get an award or at least like a 5-minute conversation with her where I can make her understand what is the vision behind one and what is the vision behind our company. And she happens to be the United Nations Global Ambassador for Peace and Green Living. So yeah, I was super excited, and that also worked. Besides being beautiful, she also is a very good human being. So I think that was more important for me.
Good. Thank you very much for sharing that. And next, so I also hear that you've been nominated for another very special award. I would like you to share that with the audience, that what is that amazing award that you're being nominated for?
So basically, let me clarify, I'm just nominated, I'm not awarded. So I've been
As I said, nominated.
Yeah. So I've been nominated for Forbes most influential person in Indian real estate. And if things work out, they would be announcing it very soon. There's an agency called Helen Spark, which is working on it. They interviewed me for that. And I think around 200 odd people were nominated from across India. And it's going to be, they're going to announce it very soon. But Lalit bhai, you have done your research. Like, it's really interesting that you know a lot of things which, so yeah.
I try my best to get to know as much about my speakers that I can, but thank you very much. Yes. So on behalf of all the viewers on Zoom, on Facebook, and the Lohana Mahaparishad and the Lohana Community United Kingdom, we wish you all the best. And we want our Lohana individual, Chintan Vasani, to get that award. So guys, all the best wishes for Chintan there.
Thank you.
Now, there's one more thing I want to ask you. What actually gives you the energy, the buzz, the desire to do such amazing work, and you're constantly giving, and at the same time working? How do you get that energy?
I think every human being, Lalit bhai, wants to be loved, wants to be recognized, and wants to have a lot of friends. That's a human nature. Like he might or she might be going through something where she wants to just cut off from everything and be with, be amongst themselves, just be in a room. So I think I belong to very 90% of the individuals who love to be amongst people who want to work for the greater good. So I always feel, being recognized or being approached by someone with their work and actually helping them, that gives me a high. Like, I remember after being appointed by Satish bhai for Lohana Mahaparishad, the first invitation was by you, Lalit bhai. You had invited me for an e-talk with Sachinandan ji. I've been a very big fan of Swamiji. He does the biggest Maha Aartis on River Gange. And I happened to interact with him. All thanks to Mahaparishad, all thanks to these connections that you make. And if I have a minute, I would want to share a story. It's a very small story, but people can understand the impact that it has. A very dear friend of mine, his daughter shifted to the UK for 5 years back. And during the COVID, she didn't answer his call for like 3 days. She didn't answer the call. She might be going through a very tough time. She was not in the zone. She didn't come back to India. And a lot of her friends had flown back to India. So she didn't have a support system in UK. I always talk about Roshni. You remember, I got in touch with her. I called her. I told her, this is the issue. Roshni, I've never met you, but I think if you can do something about it, and I understand it is almost one or 2 hour drive for you. You won't believe, Lalit bhai, Roshni called that person. He drove all the way to her house. She took her for coffee, and they clicked and selfie and sent it to me, which I shared with the family back home. They were so happy. They are like, this is the reason I think Satish bhai has appointed you and you have worked for the community. My friend's wife, she didn't eat for like 3 days because her daughter was not answering the call. Only one selfie made them chill out. I made sure they went on a Zoom or a call, and that actually showed the power what we have when we connect, the power of Lohana Mahaparishad, the power of any Indian community we are in touch with back home. Same, it can be with you. You know, a lot of my friends in YLS, the Young Lohana Society, their grandparents are staying in India. They stay in Gujarat. They have a house there. If at all they get stuck somewhere, they can always get in touch with us. If any of my cousins are studying in UK, or if anyone is, traveling to Kenya or any part, it's just a call away. You know, that is the power that we all share right now. And we should be proud of it. And MINLA is playing a very big role in amplifying. So thank you, MINLA.
Thank you, Chintan, and thank you for being there for us in India. That makes a huge, huge comfort zone for us. Thank you. So moving on from that, a little bit about your personal life. Young individual, a very, very eligible bachelor, not anymore, got married about, not anymore, right? You're just confirming that. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Or are you saying, no, I'm still available?
No, I'm not available. She's just like, she's watching it like this. She wants to hear everything.
Okay. So if we can ask Dr. Kripali to join you on your screen, would that be okay?
Kripali. Okay, she's featuring on MINLA, so she wants to make sure her hair is nice and everything.
Okay, while she's doing that, and she's going to join us, this is the none other than the better or the other half of our Chintan Vasani, and that is Dr. Kripali Vasani. There she is. Welcome, welcome. How are you?
Jai Shri Krishna. I'm very,
Jai
very
Shri
good.
Krishna.
She's
Jai
an
Shri
amazing singer, Lalit Bhai. So
Okay.
I think after the show or after the e-talk, she can sing a song for India. And I think back, everyone in UK and everyone in Kenya or back home also in India, we all can celebrate our Amrit Mahotsav as
Very
Modi ji
good.
says.
Very good. I thought you might ask her to sing Tujh mein rab dikhta hai, yara mein kya karu. Never mind. We'll do the Rashtrapati song or whichever song, the Indian independence, which will fall into place. Welcome on Zoom, on MINLA with us, Dr. Kripali.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So from your perspective, what do you have to say about this naughty young man?
He's my best friend, first of all. I never feel he's my husband. So that is why it's always fun. Being with your best friend is the best thing. My dad says that, your marriage is not like husband and wife. You should be married to your best friend. So then it is throughout your life, it's a fun relationship and you can share whatever you want to. He's just the perfect partner for me, always inspiring me, motivating me, helping me in everything that I do. So yeah, so I'm blessed to have him.
How much did he pay you to say all this online?
Nothing. Yeah, all is love. Yeah. Lots of love.
Wonderful. That's so sweet and so nice to hear from that. And the other day I was,
he's a dentist also. Yeah. He's an all-rounder now.
People can sue me. I'm not a dentist, but what happens, Lalit Bhai, is whatever she is doing, I try to study about it. And she has explained me, suppose there's a new system that she has taken. So I try to understand it. I try to Google it. I try to go through the manual. And then I want to explain it to others when they come. I say, this is the best share. This is something what they can do. So a lot of people think that I'm also a dental surgeon, but I'm not. I am blessed with the best dentist. So I don't need to study so much.
Amazing. That's so nice. So here, you know what? I was having a chat with him prior to the show a couple of days ago, just to get to know Chintan a little better. And in my mind, I have already given him 2 children. I thought you guys are parents of 2 kids. Now, obviously, I was proven wrong.
Yeah.
But thank you for giving the chair to the young lady, Chintan. That's very kind of you.
Pleasure.
So obviously we await the very good news in the near future. Currently you're newly married and enjoying life and enjoying each other's company. But I want to ask you one more question, Dr. Kripali. This Dia Mirza business is bugging me a little bit.
She loves Diya Mirza.
Yeah,
Diya,
yeah, yeah.
Diya, she loves you, okay? There's nothing
No,
like
no,
that.
I really do. I admire whatever she's doing in our upcoming project, which even I like eco-friendly stuff and everything. I drink water from a copper bottle. I share the same thing with Dia. So yeah, I'm really, really fond of her.
Great. So on that note, thank you for being with us on MINLA Zoom. Well, you can please sit there with Chintan, because we're going to get into some interesting conversations right now. So we'd love to see you on board as two of you rather than just one of him. So I have one more question before we rapidly go into our rapid fire round. But before we sum up the session, Chintan, the most awaited, and you've shared a few secrets along the line about your success. So I really want to hear from you the top 5 things that you have implemented in your life to get to this level as a young entrepreneur that gets recognized by the Economic Times, that gets recognized by Forbes, getting an award from Economic Times. So obviously they're seeing some wonderful qualities about yourself and how you implement them. So please share the 5 golden moments of success
Right.
with the audience.
Perfect. If it is okay, Lalit bhai, I would want to do it in my own style, if
Please
that's
go
okay
ahead.
with you. So
Yes.
I always say, Lalit bhai, I happen to go to a lot of colleges, a lot of schools where they invite me to come and, address the students, address the faculties and stuff. So I always say, the key to success I don't say I'm successful, but whenever they say like, whatever you have done. So I've always followed one thing is to become a cell phone. And I
Okay.
always have this question mark when they say, what does it mean? I'm like, you should always become like a cell phone. And then I ask, what is the most important thing in a cell phone? So, people have a lot of answers. They always say multiple things, but I think the most important thing in a cell phone is a battery. So I think health of any human have to be utmost. I put on a few kgs because of the lockdown and because I've been not going to the gym, but I'm again, I've lost 3 kgs in last few days. If you're healthy, you can do amazing things. So try not to smoke, try not to drink. Of course, drugs are something you should always be away from. So health, I always say, is the most important thing. So battery, the first important thing is battery. What is the most second important thing? I ask anyone. It is always the network. You might have everything, but if there is no network, if there is no SIM card, it doesn't work. So your network is actually, you have to keep yourself updated also. Apple phone every time comes with the update. So what I mean by update is read a newspaper. If you like something, go through it, try to know it in detail. So, you have to keep yourself updated. What is the third most important thing according to you, Lalit bhai? After all this,
About the mobile phone?
in a mobile phone?
Oh, the only thing important for me on a mobile phone is I can communicate with the other person, so I keep talking.
Perfect. I think the third most important thing is the contact list. What happens is you might have a good battery, you might have a latest device, but you don't have anyone's number. So what is contacts is, you might be in a school, you might be in a college, you might be working in an MNC. So the person right next to you, the person who are you working with, might be in the future be someone who would be a co-founder to you in any of your ventures. So the right contacts that you make, like, I happened to take Lalit bhai over coffee when he was in Mumbai. And today I get invited to MINLA, that's a big thing for me. So, those contacts, they work. I happened to meet Satish bhai, very randomly in one of the events. And I was just like, shocked, like, how can someone be so much into community? I got to know what is Lohana while interacting with him. I met a lot of influential people whom I call friends right now, whom I call partners right now, who are part of my business ventures during my college and during my school days. So, you have to keep your contacts upright. So 3 important things is there. And I need 2 more, right?
Yes, you do.
Perfect. So I think one is, of course, the gratitude, because at the end of the day, you have to give back to the society. You can't just like, keep doing things for yourself, for your family. The kind of satisfaction that you would get when you are helpful to someone else, that high is to the next level. And fourth is, I think, everything before everything, it's the family. That is something what my dad has, I've learned from my dad. I learned from very influential people where, after 10 p.m. or after 9 p.m., they don't answer calls, because, the time that you spend with your family, it is the kind of a recharge that you need to go back on the very next day. And I think I would want to add one more important thing, which I think Lalit bhai, have had a very long conversation with you. It is about to chill. You don't need to prove a lot of things. You don't need to always keep working. You need to chill at times, because if you chill, the next day you will be more pumped up to achieve the greater good. So I think that really works for me. And you can always reach out to me, anyone who wants to, like, get me connected to their kids, get me connected to any of the friends who I can be helpful to. It would be a pleasure for me.
Chintan, that is so, so wonderful. For this 35, 40 minutes, we've been conversing about Chintan's life, about how he made all these successful ventures become a great success. And really, this sums up the 5 most important things that he, as an individual, is sharing with us. And I must say, Chintan, these are 5 wonderful strategies of success. And you gave us a bonus one too, which is always nice, to chill. So in summary, we have the cell phone analogy for success. And the number 1, the cell phone battery, which is the health. Because if the battery is dead, the cell phone's no good. Like you, if the health is not good, you're no good. Then if the health is good, move on to the SIM card. The battery is charged. Make sure you have the network. The SIM card is going to give you the contact list, which takes us to the 3rd one. The contact you are, as we said, amongst the 5 people you associate with is your personality. The bigger the contact list, the better the contact list. You can reach out for anything and everything. So definitely develop a very good contact list. 4th thing, definitely family, which is so, so important, an essential ingredient for a successful person. Is family time. 5th, the biggest one I loved, Chintan, was gratitude. Whatever we get, we must give back to the society. And you are definitely a live example of a human being who is successful and wanting others to get success. So you're giving back to the community a lot. Not just the Lohana community, ladies and gentlemen, this is community at large. Yeah, so wonderful points. And after all this, you've got to chill. Chill, celebrate, have a good life, because life is meant to be enjoyed. Yeah, you got to be successful, but you got to enjoy life. So that's a very, very nice summary of the 5 successful strategies from Chintan Vasani. Chintan, that ends the formal part of our talk, but I have a couple more questions for you, which might be a belly laugh for everybody, but I want to ask you something. You are definitely a foodie person. Is that correct? Yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's one secret I'm going to share about Chintan, which I don't think he knows either. Before he was going to get married, he was 2 sizes bigger. But we had Dr. Kripali coming in and saying, no, this doesn't work. So what goal did Chintan have? You know what? He went down and got a wedding suit 2 sizes smaller than he was. And then he says, this is what I'm going to fit into. Chintan, is that correct? Did I hear this correct?
100%. It was actually 3 sizes smaller.
Oh, 3 sizes smaller. So the information I got was 2. Okay, ladies and gents, 3 sizes smaller. How did you become 3 size small? Share that with us.
Okay, so, Lalit bhai, I'm very fond of getting good pictures clicked. You have always, I've always shared high resolution and good pictures with you. And
Yes.
of course, we had a very pre-COVID wedding when we didn't have a lot of stress for any other things. So, of course, the target was to look good in your wedding because she had a very good flowy gown and stuff. And being a doctor, she was always, right now, she's looking super tired because she had a very long day. But the moment you watch her in the morning with all her yoga, she's glowing all the time. And I had put on a lot of weight, just before my wedding because I was very busy. What happens with me, Lalit Bhai, is I stress eat. Even during college or during school, when during my exams, I used to put on 3 to 4 kgs. So whenever I take up some important project, I eat like a maniac. I keep eating, I keep eating. If I eat, I can sleep better and I put on weight. So that happens. But the moment I see or anyone says, "Arey, thoda mota ho gaya yaar. क्या हो गया तेरा वो चाम चला गया दिया मिर्जा भी तुझे स्माइल नहीं देगी something like that." So then okay, it's like a wake up call. Again, the wake up call is going on right now because again I put on a few kgs. So my target is in next 2 months or 3 months, it's a birthday. So she wanted like 7 kgs, around 14 pounds, 14 to 10 kgs is what she has asked for. That is the kind of gift, Lalit Bhai, what goes around in our family. She doesn't ask for monetary things. She doesn't want a Gucci bag. She doesn't want a Louis Vuitton bag. All she asks is, I want 10 kgs.
10 kgs of gold? Yeah, 10
Of-
kgs of weight
10
off
kgs
you.
of my weight.
Wait.
Yeah, so yeah, he's very smart.
I just
He wants me to spend. Lalit Bhai wants me to spend. I know.
on his health, yeah.
So Chintan, this is a commitment you've made online.
Yeah.
So on her birthday, we want to see a six-pack on you. How about that?
Yeah, please.
6-pack.
Yeah.
See, I can't commit, being on MINLA, there's a lot of credibility depends on it. So I can't lie. But one thing is for sure, I'll be lighter than what you can see right now. I'll have a jawline for sure in my next
Okay.
session.
But
Like
we
this.
don't want a family pack for sure, yeah? Just a
100%.
six-pack. Great. Wonderful, Chintan. It's such a joy to have chatted with you online. It's fun, and we have your lovely better half with us. So thank you for being with us, Kripali. It's amazing to have the two of you together. Now, rapidly, time flies when we are having a good time sharing the 5 secrets of success. And you know what? It's time for our wonderful rapid fire round. Are you ready for that?
Yo,
Chintan, welcome to, oh, Dr. Kripali, no helping, please.
I'm good.
You sit as the silent partner.
Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So,
I'm going to be on your side.
thank you. Chintan, this is the rapid fire round on the MINLA Zoom session, and both Meena Ben and myself, we welcome you on the MINLA rapid fire round. There we
Excited.
go. The very, and I mean rapid, yeah? I don't mean slow. I mean rapid. Good. The name or the organization, the Lohana Mahaparishad.
my blood.
India, the country.
Everything.
The name Draupadi Murmu.
Representation of everyone. Like, there should be representation from every society. There should be representation from every individual. So for me, Draupadi, the recent president, means representation. So I'm proud of it that India being India, there are people who can represent from anywhere. We can have a chai wala who is our president, who's our prime minister today, a proud prime minister. And we can have someone who have gone through a lot of things, a lot of problems in her life. And today she's the president. Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
Salute to her.
Who inspires you the most?
My dad. He's my inspiration.
Name him.
Dr. Bharat Vasani. Dad,
There
I love
you
you.
go. Hey, Dad, you're there. You heard your son's inspired by you. Thank you very much. Your favorite Bollywood hero?
Amir Khan.
Your favorite street food? Would that be vada pav, pani puri, or bhel puri?
These days it is momos. I'm like big fan of momos. And whenever I want to like cheat and I don't want to tell her, I go for a momo meal.
Okay. Your holiday destination?
US. I love the West Coast. We had our we got married in Mumbai and we flew to the West Coast. So I think West Coast will always be special for me. San Francisco to be very SFO.
Thank you. Your rate this in the order of talent according to you. Katrina Kaif, Kareena Kapoor, Alia Bhatt, Deepika Padukone.
Alia Bhatt, Deepika Padukone, Kareena, and then Katrina.
Wonderful. Your ultimate goal in life.
Lalit Soda. To be as cool as Lalit Soda.
No.
Have a cab interview.
I meant to ask you your ultimate goal in life.
So Lalit bhai, my ultimate goal are always short-term goals, because I try to have a goal, achieve them, and plan something else. That is what makes life interesting. So my ultimate goal right now is to be awarded that Forbes nomination, awarded.
Brilliant. Lovely. Thank you. That's very kind. So out of the three, Dokla, Fafra, or Thepla, you're a Gujarati. Which is your favorite one?
Cheese dokla, the dokla which has cheese in the middle, and then it is very spongy. It has that green layer also. So not any dokla, a dokla, then cheese, a sandwich dokla.
Okay, Chintan, just a couple minutes ago, we spoke about six-pack, not a dokla pack.
But
bear that in mind.
I wanted to give a good
Okay,
answer.
Chintan, who is God for you?
My parents.
Wow. The name, WiseBiz Realty.
The best company to do anything and everything to do with real estate.
I think you also answered my next question in that case. Your ultimate goal with WiseBiz Realty.
To turn green 2027, not 2030, to turn 100% green. I think that would give me more satisfaction than being like the best company.
Great. Your favorite sport that you would love to play?
I love cricket. I think every Indian loves it.
So my next question then is, you made it very easy for me. You're an Indian, you love cricket, and I think in every Indian, in their blood, cricket is there. Who is your favorite Indian cricket player?
Sachin Tendulkar.
Okay,
He'll always
nice
be
one.
the favorite of everyone.
Wonderful. Favorite of everyone, but favorite of yours is Sachin Tendulkar, right?
Yes, 100%.
Perfect. The COVID-19 pandemic in one, maybe two words, please.
Eye opener.
One very strong message in a short statement for the youth everywhere, but particularly youth of India.
Nobody can do you the way you can do you. So just be yourself. Never compare or never feel bad. But yes, if you want to achieve great things in life, you need to understand what others are doing and what they are doing right, and try to achieve those goals. And don't feel bad in asking questions. This is the best time. Uncle, auntie, बोल के अपन इतना कुछ काम कर सकते हैं. Keep your ego aside. Reach out. The world is ready to answer everything that you want.
Wonderful, very powerful message. Thank you. Who is the motivational speaker that you listen to?
So there's a real estate entrepreneur, Ryan Serhant, and Gary Vee. These are two people I love listening to. They give me a sudden high, the moment I listen to them, I have a smile, and I listen from them. I try to write down and I try to say those same things to others. So a lot of people think, Are, he's very smart. But the idea in MINLA, I want to tell, all my content comes from interesting people. So read and watch. That really helps.
Perfect. Thank you very much. One book of success strategies that you would recommend. One book.
So on a very serious note, I've only read one book in my life. It's called
Go
Rich
ahead.
Dad, Poor Dad. I think that really worked. And then I'm more into audiobooks and watching a movie. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad, it's a very interesting understanding of what a rich man or a rich father or what a rich father would think about compared to a poor father. like
Perfect.
financially poor.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad is the book you recommend. Thank you very much. The last but not the least, sorry, Dr. Kripali, the name is Dia Mirza.
Number 2.
Number 2. Last but not the least, the last question is Dr. Lalit Soda's rapid fire round.
Atank, dhamaka, dhamal. I'm very
Chintan,
proud to be one of the 1000th or the, amongst the 90. I'm the
89.
89th. I'm very proud to be Mr. 89th.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for participating on the MINLA Zoom session rapid fire round. This session actually comes to an end, but before we formally end, our lovely lady, I would say the young lady who is inspiring every person out there to go out and do things, is none other than our very pretty, light-eyed, fair-skinned, the Nakuru lady, Mrs. Minaben Kagra. Minaben, a vote of thanks from the very beautiful lady.
What did you eat this morning, Lalit?
Mohan Thal.
Ah, that's why you are so sweet. But morning to all. Good evening. It is my pleasant and humble duty to end this session with the heartiest thank you to my most favorite world-class youth, Chintan. So much to learn from you in this modern world. Thank you, our most respected LMP President, Mr. Satish Bhai Bitlani. I call him another Modi ji. Thank you all. Beautiful souls and Asandi Sana to all the viewer on Facebook live and who have logged on the Zoom session. Can't end my thank you without saying big thank you to my cute cousin, Dr. Soda, and our co-host, Eli Bhai. Here.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Thank you all. Asante Sana, Kwaherini, Jai. Jai.
Yeah. Before we say Kwaheri, we have got Dr. Kripali to sing us a song.
Yes.
Tujh mein rab dikhta hai, yara, main kya karoon? Or whichever song. I'm just kidding. Dr. Kripali, we'll sing the Indian song.
15th August is coming. So I'll just say, I'll describe India in one line only. So I'll just sing my favorite song. सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा, हम गुलगुले हैं सके ये गुलसिता हमारा हमारा, सारे जहां से अच्छा. Thank you.
Whoa, wonderful,
Thank you
wonderful.
so much. Thank you.
Wonderful. You know, we are all super excited about the Indian Independence Day, the 76th Independence Day. And you can see Satish Pai with the background of the Tiranga. We had Chintan with his background of the Tiranga before he came. Meena Ben dressed up in that little Tiranga also. And I had to ask Chintan, can I wear this on the Zoom? And he said, yes. It fits the colors of India. So we are all super excited about this independence of India, the youth of India, where Chintan has shared his success stories. Guys, follow these principles. This will get you. And the best thing that connects with me, Chintan, your network is your net worth. I love that statement. I've always loved it. And you shared it. So thanks a billion. Thanks, Satish Pai. Thanks, Bharat. Yes, Chintan.
I want to thank you and Meena Bain with the Shairi, if it is okay.
Go ahead.
Nawazish, Karam, Shukriya, Meherbani. Nawazish, Karam, Shukriya, Meherbani. यहाँ बुलाकर, मिनला में बुलाकर, इतनी प्यार देकर, आपने इस नाचीज को बख्श दी जिंदगानी. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we formally end the session over here. If we're going to open up the network connectivity with all of you. We're going to unmute you. So if anybody wants to ask a question to our